At the end of the day, if you have a good sales rep and they care about you and they take care of you, that's worth its weight in gold because you'll never have to worry about those issues. So
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Huddle. On today's segment of Panels to Power, we have Jaeger joining us today, and basically we're just gonna talk all about what takes place from the beginning of the panels, how do we get your system running, and Jaeger runs our virtual team, and he deals with two different locations, California and Texas, right? So I'm gonna give him a few minutes so he can go ahead and introduce himself a little bit, tell us a little bit more about you, how long you've been with ES Solar. Take it away, man.
yeah. No, I've been with ES Solar. I was here for a while and then like kind of closer to conception and then left for a little bit and came back because this is home to me pretty much. But I've done a plethora of things here at ES Solar, from in-person sales to commercial sales, and then we had an opportunity to open up the virtual call center, and so they were like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I was like, "I guess I will try." Yeah,
Yeah.
But it's been amazing. Like, it's actually changed the trajectory of like how I view my job, because I can connect with people in a similar way and not have to like be in their home. I know customers, especially, it's hard for them to, want people to come in for 30 minutes to an hour and sit down. They have lives and stuff, so it's an easy phone call. But we primarily, our market is California and Texas. We do some Las Vegas, we do some Utah and things, whatever we need to, but primarily that's where we're working.
Well, he's been very humbling. He actually, it's true, he came in, did a lot of different positions and moved from position to position, but he's as well one of our top, setters and sales reps with the company. I mean, you were the GOAT at one point, weren't you?
Yeah, I was at one point.
Here we go.
Now
it was this year.
I just kind of look like a GOAT, and that's why they put me on the phones. They're like, we don't want you to have any FaceTime with our customers. We want you to do phone stuff. So
no, he's a great leader. I mean, like I said, he's a great leader, and we have competitions that he has actually won a couple of those competitions, or a few of those competitions. Yeah. And he's very competitive, guys. I am telling you, he's very competitive. So thank you for joining us today and doing this episode with us and this segment. So obviously what you're doing now, which is, calling individuals on the phone and closing deals over the phone, is completely different than what we usually used to do all the time, which was going to people's home, right? Yeah. So tell me a little bit, how is that different? And obviously with these new markets that we're going, Texas and California, how is that any different? And what changed? Why virtual rather than in person?
Well, I mean, the company needed a little bit of a change too, because we're rapidly growing. We've had large success here at ES Solar. Obviously, you know Moy, because you've been here a long time. But there's rapid success. With rapid success, there comes growth, and growth there comes growing pains, right? So we need to be able to reach more of our leads, because we have so many people interested online, and they're submitting their interest and coming to using our marketing tools and coming to our website. And so we needed a way to handle that in a more effective way than just going to their home, right? So the idea was that we would reach more people if we could have a way to call people and talk and scale a little quicker and get to customers quicker. And so it's a very different thing for ES starting 2 years ago, but honestly, it's been a large success. Like I have, like I said, it kind of changed the way I've looked at a sale with customers and like you guys, and being in a home, because we can connect still and build some rapport and have a relationship, and you guys are happier in the sale and you feel more comfortable in your own home, and us just talking on the phone. But I've really enjoyed it. It's been really cool.
And you know what's interesting, Jaeger? One of my jobs a long time ago as well, I was a sales rep over the phone, but I sold like DirecTV, Dish, all those different products, never a solar system. So we're talking a total different product that now it's becoming a necessity because we all have power, right?
Yeah.
And if we can go in and help a customer to, transition or swap their cost of electricity, and instead of them paying the utility, they can own their own power.
Yeah.
This is a good way. And like you're saying, we're going to different markets.
Yeah.
So us being in Utah, how do we reach people in California? Even though we have people in California, and even though we have people in Texas, the other way that we can reach people is through the phone call.
Yeah.
And here's a cool, interesting thing that I have heard sometimes, that sometimes dealing with customers over the phone is easier than in person. So this is a good.
No,
you're
gonna start a debate then. That's what you're trying to do. So the competitive side's gonna come out of me. No, but seriously, that's actually a great thing. I'm glad you brought it up. It's one of the things I think is important to understand is that. So the basis of ES Solar for the customers is our goal is we strive for 100% customer satisfaction. It's very important to us. Now, do we always get that? No, because there's things out of our control sometimes that happens, or maybe sales reps don't prep customers properly. I've made mistakes a lot of times myself, and so the important thing is that we try to fix them as quickly as possible to reach that. Now, where I'm going with this is like, it's a lot harder to have that deeper trust. I think a big problem, and customers probably see this in the industry, is a lot of people are interested in solar. Solar is a great thing if it's done correctly. However, it's not done correctly a lot of times. People aren't taken care of a lot of times, and so there's a stigma that people have, especially in California where it's been so prominent for a long time. And so when you're in a home with someone and you can look at a person as real as we're looking at each other right now, face to face, it's so much easier to judge what kind of person they are, and to see that they're presentable, to see that they care about you, to see if they're authentic, and to see their body language, if they're nervous, if they're telling a lie, if they're being honest about the product or the service or the pricing, right? On the phone, you hear only voice, right? You only can hear a person's voice, and you can only listen to the words they say. So if you have a naturally untrusting person, skeptical person, which, there's people out there like that, it's fine,
oh, yes.
right? It's way harder to sell that person over the phone because they don't know if you're legit. They can't see your face. Are you presentable? Are you scamming them? Is your price real? All those things I said. So my opinion is I think it's a lot harder. Now, where we have an advantage for customers and here in our business is we can talk to a lot more people in a shorter amount of time. We don't have to drive around and hit traffic and get caught in houses and things. So that part is easier. But selling is you're selling yourself more than you're selling anything. This product sells itself.
Yeah, of course. And the crazy, just to tag along with what you're saying, selling over the phone, it probably is a little bit harder. But the crazy part about it is our process is still the same, right? We meet with them once over the phone.
Yep.
And let's just say in person we'll do it once. But usually it's to gather information, to find out it's a good fit for the customer. So that process hasn't changed. And then the second time is when we determine based on the numbers that we bring. Now, the other beautiful thing about it is nowadays with technology and everything changing, a lot of customers do their shopping where? Online.
That's right.
They do it online, or they just want to talk on the phone because perhaps they may not like to be rude or mean to you face to face. I would rather call you on the phone. It's like, I don't like it, I don't want it, So you probably get a lot of
It's easier to say no over the phone or to hang up on someone than it is to tell them to get out of your house and tell them no to their face. And so another challenge that we have, right? And Moy better be careful because we might have to steal him to the sales side because he understands the process really well. But
and here's the biggest thing is, it's when you're talking to somebody, you gain their trust on the phone, and you are allowing the customers to do the research on their own. They could be talking on the phone with you. They could be on their phone. So what's the name of your on the computer? What's the name of your company? Okay. Jaeger says, hey, we're the best company. We have the most reviews of all other solar companies. Researching. They closing themselves, and you're doing that. And you're helping them, right? So that is the beautiful part about it. And we did a podcast where we talk about how do we communicate with our customers. And we have all sorts of communication, email, phone call, or in person, right? And the beautiful thing about what you're doing is you're experiencing what I believe shopping is going to be near the future with some of these products, right? Especially with a solar system, it's going to their home. Yes, you can be scammed. Yet, when you're dealing with the city, when you're dealing with the government, when you're dealing with loans, when you're dealing with all that, you need a reputable company to do that. So, go ahead. Sorry.
And I might add, I think it's beautiful. I mean, you said it perfectly. And to be honest, speaking to the customers, really, I would say, especially if you're one that shops online, I think it's so common. I love to shop online myself, but if you're shopping for something of this magnitude, it's a project, right? And it's something that you're going to have in your home that's going to help you for as long as you're in the home, and then people after the fact. But if you're shopping online, you gotta really see the fruits of like the company. You got to see the fruits of the salesperson you're dealing with, the fruits of anyone that you interact with, and that's how you can decide if a product is good or not. And it's a lot more of like, that's your trust basis. So one thing we love to do for customers that have worked with us that will see this video and that are maybe thinking about working with us in the future is, we're going to send you all the evidence and the proof. We're going to send you the fruits of our labors. We're going to send you, hey, this is the success we had. Here's the reviews we have. Here's all the customers we've set up, and here's an email that's very detailed. Here's my information. Here's my personal cell phone. Like, I want you to reach out to me. I want you to think of me as like, hey, I'm your new friend.
Right.
Let's do business together. Let me take care of you, and so that way you feel comfortable to take care of me and refer me to other people, right? So I think what you're saying is awesome, is that really we have to prove now even further that like we are the company that we say we are, because we're not in the home and stuff too. So,
and we are adapting with changes, right? And I think one of the things that we've seen with a lot of solar companies is adapting, and it's hard to adapt.
So hard.
So the beautiful thing about us and ES Solar overall is we are adapting to the processes, and we going with the changes, rolling with the punches.
Definitely.
And doing all those different things. So jumping into that, let's talk about you on the phone, right?
Okay.
Because you're on the phone. What is the first thing that you focus on when talking to a customer? So, hey, I saw your ad, or I got an appointment with you. What is your main focus jumping in right away with the customer?
I would say 100% of the time it's helping them feel relaxed, because it's nerve-wracking to get on the phone with any salesperson. Mm-hmm. All of you can relate, right? No matter if you know what you want, you don't know what you want, right? That's what I focus at. Number one is, and you actually said it earlier, Moy. That's why I said it's funny, because you could be in sales. Obviously, you're one of our heads of marketing. But it's like one of the first things I say to people is, "Hey, look, this call, I'm not going to try and sell you anything on. I'm just trying to understand your situation." I call it a discovery call, and I'll tell them, I say, it's more of a discovery call. It takes 5 or 10 minutes. I want to understand, what are you looking for? Because obviously my job is to sell this to you. That's how I make money. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to hide that, but I believe that I can make this a win for you, and then in return it can be a win for me. Mm-hmm. There's a symbiotic relationship there. So I think that's the first thing I'm always focusing on is I guess establishing the trust, but more so helping you feel comfortable, like you're not gonna get, hey, we have a great deal right now, and shove it in your face and do all that stuff you're probably thinking a sales guy would, right?
Well, you got to find the need. Right?
Yeah.
You got to find if the customer feels like there is a need for what we're offering, they're gonna tell us what they want and what they need. But if we're not listening or paying attention to them, and we focus just that sell, like you were saying, that's always gonna be on our head, and all the beautiful things they're gonna tell us about, hey, this is why I need it. Yeah. They're gonna just go by our heads, and we're not gonna pay attention. So I love it. So basically, make them feel comfortable, knowing that you're there to find out if there is a need for them, because not every customer qualifies, and not every customer, every household qualifies, right?
But one thing it's interesting for you guys is like if I'm on the phone with someone, and that's what I try to train, the reps that are under me and that work with me and things, is that you got to understand that if we're on the phone with someone, they're interested, right? They at some level want this to work. Your job is to mess it up by not building trust and not being reliable and not like finding the need, right? Just like there's going to be a different need for everyone. It's not always just price. Like people a lot of times buy this product, will get batteries and solar because they want to feel prepared for the future. They want to feel comfortable in their home. There's so many other reasons other than just like price, but price could be it. So you have to discover what that need is, like you said.
So with that said, let's jump into another question, because obviously getting that trust from them, right? I know that there is objections all the time. So let's talk a little bit about that. And I guess the only reason why I'm asking this question is to prepare that viewer, right? That wants to go into solar or get a solar, and they don't know what questions to ask or what are the most objections that you get. But let's talk about what are some of the most objections that you get on the phone from customers, and how you overcome those objections. A little bit, just to let them know.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think it's important for customers to understand too, because you want to know what to look for, right? There's so many companies. I've been doing this for 11 years, and I've seen companies go in and out of business over and over and over again. I think a really common objection, obviously, is price, right? But I think price is a really easy objection for me to handle. We're not at ES Solar, just so you know. I think it's very important, and we're always transparent. We're not ever going to really be the cheapest option, but we're never going to be the most expensive option. We are a great value for what you're going to get. In my opinion, everyone should buy bang for buck, right? You should always look for what is going to give you the best return on your money and everything. It's the same with buying this product. So when I get objections like price, I would say that's probably the number one objection if they set aside not qualifying, is that I know when people have an objection to price that I didn't do my job in building value, and not only the product, but the company and myself, right? But because at the end of the day, this sells itself. It's always going to make sense if it's done correctly, because it's going to give you a return on your investment, your money, and it's going to make your life more comfortable and manageable, and give you peace that if anything were to happen, you aren't dependent upon the grid, right? Mm-hmm. You aren't dependent on some other company to determine how much you're paying and how much, whatever, right? So I would say that's probably the most common. I would say one right now especially is like interest rates. Like if people want to finance, the service, which is a good option, right? Well, just everywhere and everything, we have high interest rates. You guys are feeling it every day. I'm feeling it every day in homes and cars and like anything that we want to use other people's money for. But the one thing that you need to understand as a customer is that you're paying 100% interest right now for your power. It's going away. You're giving your money and you're never seeing it again, and it's just getting raised and raised, where now you can flip that on its head and you can pay a small portion of interest, right, and finance it, but you're ultimately going to get a return, and you're getting in exchange of your money, you're getting a product, and you're getting peace of mind and value in your life and home. So I would say that's the best way to help people understand
and overcome those
objections.
Well, it's beautifully said, and I never thought about it that way. You're giving your 100% of it, right, to your utility company, and you're not getting anything back in return. So by obtaining either a battery or a solar system, you can find the savings that way long term. And for a reason, you bought a home. You didn't want to rent a home. You wanted to be a homeowner.
Yeah.
So now that's where we're going. We will want you to go ahead and own your power and own that. I mean, here in Utah, it's so crazy, right? They talking about an AI, center.
Yeah.
Man, when I was learning about how much power is going to use, it's so scary. Now, what are many possibilities of the cost of electricity going up? Could be pretty high,
Yeah, I mean, but it's data. It's like everything that it's just proven history, right? It's like there's no way around it. Like, so for example, our Utah markets, our Utah customers, it's like, power isn't quite as expensive right now as like some of these other places, California, Texas. But guys, why do we think power is going up? It's because we're building everywhere we could find land. Right? We're adding EV infrastructure, and now we're adding data centers that pull more power in a day than a whole city does in a month, right? So it's like, what do you think that does to the grid? What do you think that does to prices? It inflates everything. That's the way the world works. So we're giving you an opportunity to hedge against that inflation. And so we don't claim to be experts in finance or anything like that, but we know this product works. Most of us, if not all of us, use it at our own homes, and like, we see the benefits every day in customers and our own experiences.
Well, and going back to adaptation, right? You guys, as a customer, we're adapting with the times, right? Electricity, EVs, all those different things. The company had to adapt to all the changes. The incentives going away, coming back, finding different programs or different incentives or different rebates to give our customers. That's the beautiful part about it. Either we adapt with what is going on today, or we can stay behind and then see what happens after, right? So at the end of the day is your option, and that's why we're doing this, to provide some education or some information to you so you can go ahead and make an educational decision and choose the right company. We may not be the right company for you, but we may have provided the information you needed to choose that company that you wanted to, right?
Yeah, and it's like, and if I might just like toot, our marketing department's horn a little bit too, is like, I personally, this podcast is a great idea in my opinion, in my 11 years doing this, because like exactly what Moy said, it's not something we just say. It's like, you may not go with us, all right? Like, if that's fine, but like hopefully we provided some value down the road, and if you go with someone else, and I hope, knock on wood, and we hope you have a good experience, we really do. But if you have a bad experience for some reason, we hope that you'll remember, oh man, I remember this company, the reason why I got solar is I was looking into it and saw this podcast and they said XYZ, and maybe I should check with them and see like how I can better my situation or how they can help me or whatever. And that's a big part of the business. Adapting to times is, in California especially, because so many customers experience their companies going out of business, a big part of our business is we'll help those customers that have gone out of business. We will go and service your system. We will upgrade your inverters in some cases. We'll, all those things, because we believe in a full service product and taking care of customers.
Yeah, and as you say that, you have heard me and you know me as well. I have the opportunity to help a few customers that had a solar system and their company disappear.
Yeah.
So I jump into trying to help, and we were able to help them in a system. And these are programs that we have created for that reason, because we understand a lot of companies have gone and may continue to happen, right? For us, we're super good, we're stable, we're adapting with the changes, and those are some hard changes sometimes that we have to do, but we're adapting. So let's get into what we're here for.
What's coming next?
Yes, let's get into what we're here for. So obviously we all know you're virtual, and one of the biggest thing and one of the biggest reasons why we decided to do virtual, like you're saying, is we're expanding and growing different markets. But we do have a lot of customers that know what to do with their system that is not working because their company is gone. And they are finding out that having or adding a battery is the right thing to do to help their system. So tell me, what is that discussion like with customers that obviously had a system but the company disappeared, and now we're coming in to try to help them solve their problem with their current system, or educate them about a new battery and how it benefits them?
Yeah, if again, just transparency in the industry, because I've been in it so long, it's a failure in the solar industry, and that's what's created this stigma and these issues where customers don't think they need batteries. They don't know they need batteries. They don't know what batteries do. They don't understand their current utility and how they build them, right? So, like most of the time, I would say, honestly, which is sad, 75% of the time or more, customers will be like, oh, well, my rep told me I didn't need a battery, or man, a common call that I get, I'll tell you, an example for you customers, because maybe you're experiencing the same issues, or potential customers, is that, I'll get on the phone and we'll do a little bit of discovery, and they'll open up, and when they feel comfortable, and say, oh, I just don't understand it. It's like I still have a bill, and I'm paying you this utility bill every single month, and I don't understand why, because they got my power bills and they sized my system out, and they told me this would cover 100% of my power, and I'm just listening, and I'm like, okay, well, they didn't help you understand that PG&E doesn't give you any credit for your power you send to the grid. So you're buying all your power every single night. There's no sun to produce it, you're buying it. That's why you have a bill.
Because they don't have a battery.
Because they don't have a battery, right? Because they just have solar, and they weren't explaining that. And it could be a lot. I mean, again, I'm not saying all their solar companies and solar reps are bad, not by any stretch of imagination. I'm saying that we have a problem with education even in this industry. And that's one thing Yes Solar does really well, is the adaptation of batteries and bringing that into a new market where net metering is no longer really a thing in a lot of places. And reps just aren't educated. They're setting people up with solar, and they're telling people that they're going to have power and a power outage without a battery. They're telling people it's going to cover all their power and they won't have bill, because that's what they've learned from their higher ups, right? And so it's a failure in the industry, and it's one thing I like to talk to people about, because whether they go with me or not, I want them to have that education for the next call. If they're going to go get a competitive bid, and that bid may even be cheaper, but that person tells them, well, you're going to get you're gonna have power when the power goes out. You're gonna have no power bill, right? That's not a factual statement. Sometimes even when you have batteries, you'll still have a power bill, right? So it's like, it's setting proper expectations for them. And those are the things that I see most commonly when I get on calls, is just people having no idea why they would need a battery. And it baffles me, especially in California. California especially baffles me.
Well, I remember, looking at some customers in California having solar panels and their power bill being like 500, 600. And on my experience, when I decided to go solar and get a battery, my power bill was about $350, $400 a month.
Yeah.
So I swapped my cost of my power bill to my system, right? I did this before all the interest rate went up. And I said this, like, some of my rate is 0.99%. You're not gonna get that now. So that's something to look and think of.
Yeah.
The cost of doing nothing.
Yes.
You know, if I would have waited, I probably would have been paying so much more, higher interest rate, and my payments would have been higher.
Yeah.
Right? And it all comes down to timing. It all comes down to what's available today, because you don't know if it's not going to be available tomorrow. And one of the things that I hear a lot from, not a lot, but I hear from people, because we do home shows, it's like, oh, solar always change and it's always gonna go cheap. It's always gonna go down. I'm gonna wait for the right times for the price to go down. Is that ever going to happen?
Dude, it's so funny. So this is hilarious you bring this up. I was on a phone call driving here with one of my reps, and I was asking him, like, hey, how's it going? Like, you got a sale last night. That's awesome. You looked like, the picture looked good, whatever. You got anything else I can help you with? And he's like, well, I have this guy, and he's been kind of hard for me to deal with. And this is he's probably one of my better reps. He takes care of all of his customers. He's very on the ball of like setting expectations. But he said, long story short, that he got this guy credit qualified. He's qualified for the program. It's saving him money. It makes sense for him. But my rep is recapping the incentives with him, and they're lower than when he talked to us. He talked to us 4 months ago. He talked to us a year ago. He got a quote from another company like 2 years ago, and he's like, I've been looking at this 4 years and everything's just rapidly changing. I don't understand how this is all changing. It's so crazy. And he's like, the incentives were 10,000. Why are they 8,000 now for these battery backup? He's like, I was getting 10. And my rep's like, well, I'm trying to explain to you, that's why I'm trying to help you. It's not a sales tactic. I'm trying to help you lock these incentives in and these pricing now, because I know it's going to change. That is this industry. Like, I am not trying to like swindle you or like, I'm trying to help you get it going. And this is the problem that you've had, Mr. Customer, is you've just put it off and put it off and put it off for years, right?
Well, and tagging along with what you're saying, you guys do a great job understanding the incentives available out there.
Yep.
Because it benefits you as you are talking to the customer, so they make the right decision. And yes, we can go ahead and wait for those incentives or the prices to go down or whatever, but then incentives go away, interest rate go up.
But let me ask you something, customers. Have you ever bought anything in your life that you've waited and prices have gone down? Let's just take cell phones, okay? It's like, so the funniest thing ever, I think it was 2 years ago, iPhone, if you're not an iPhone person, you can't relate to this, but I'm an iPhone person. And 2 years ago, they came out with this iPhone, and here's the pitch on the iPhone. They're like, it's our cleanest look ever, but it is made out of all of these materials that can be easily disposed of, and they're cheap, and they're like, so it's so efficient for the earth and so efficient for blah, 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 blah. It was $300 more expensive than the last model. Battery was the same, the computer was virtually the same, storage went up a little bit, but like they made a cheaper product. But guess what that means for companies and manufacturers? It means higher margins. It doesn't mean savings for you guys, right? So wait for the cheaper thing, fine. But I promise you it's not gonna come, especially in this industry.
Yeah.
So you nailed it.
Well, and that's the thing, is that technology keeps changing, right?
Yeah.
And we have to adapt with it. Again, you're talking about the cell phones, we talk about, like in computers, right? We're buying EVs. We connecting more products to the power, so we're using more power, so our consumption goes up. So it's just a matter of time. EV bikes or electric bikes, all these different
things. All the different, it's a million of them, right?
Yeah. So it is the right time. It's about having the opportunity to give a person like you the chance to see what your power bill looks like. Is there an opportunity for savings?
Yeah.
do we need to do a panel upgrade for your house?
Yeah.
Because maybe the panel that you have right now is old, so it's costing you more than saving you, right?
Yeah.
Because changes with wires and everything. When they did my electrical panel upgrade, they were like, these cables are old. I don't know how
Yeah.
this house hasn't burned down, you know?
Yep.
So luckily for me, I had the chance to do my whole system, and they did my whole panel upgrade and everything. But those are just small things that take place.
I agree with you, and can I hope you don't mind, Moy. Can I just hit on a topic really quick? I think it's important for customers. It's super important. I think it's honestly one of the most important things that we can talk about when it comes to if you're going to purchase solar batteries or understanding your system or understanding, kind of what's going on. Is that, obviously we want to save you money. That's our goal. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's always our goal. And I'm speaking probably for our company as a whole, because I'm blessed to work in markets predominantly where you can save money day one, a lot of times, right? But speaking for you Utah customers and you Utah potentially looking at it and things like that, it is our goal to save you money. We want to. Believe me, if we could make everyone save money, we would just sell this more and more. But unfortunately, sometimes it's out of our control with the way that utilities are billing, with the way that it costs us to buy product and to pay employees and all that stuff. At the end of the day, we're a business. But there is so much more value that you can get and bring to your life and home than just saving money. I mean, if you can afford it. I understand there's situations for people where you can't add anything to your ledger. I mean, I've been there a million times, right? And I feel for you, because it's a hard economy. It's hard, right now the cost of living is 10x while pays goes up 1x. But we need to understand that things are happening in the country, right? We need to understand that, not to get political or anything, but we understand that, again, we are adding these data centers, especially. It's a prime example. What is going to happen to the grid? We don't know. Mm-hmm. Especially while they're trying. I mean, eventually we'll find a way that will probably work, but there might be shutdowns of the grid all the time. We don't know what it'll be. Maybe blow the grid for a while. We don't know. I'm speculating, but I'm just saying, the peace of mind and comfort that you can have knowing that your home can operate and run, you can run your essentials, you can take care of your family, you can be comfortable inside your home. Aside from the grid, that is value that, money can't buy, right? That's peace of mind. That's everyone wants to take care of their family. Yeah. Everyone wants to feel comfortable. Your home is the most special place I feel like you can be. You make it what you want it to be, right? So that's the value that I think if you can afford, looking into it, maybe you're not saving money day one every time, but if you can justify that little cost, really that's the value you should look into and why you should look into our company and what we're offering. Well,
and touching bases with what you're saying, the value goes beyond that. And it reminds me of a story I believe Zach mentioned. He was a customer of the product before as well. And he tells the story about that.
Zach is our VP of sales.
Our VP of sales, yeah. He had that. Remember that there was a winter storm.
Yeah.
And he was vacationing with He was vacationing. Him and his wife left the kids with his mom or something, and the power went out, and he got an alert on his phone that power is out, and checked on his cameras at home. So while the whole neighborhood was out of power, his house had power, and the kids didn't even know because they were watching the TV.
You don't even know. You don't even know. I've had neighbors, they come to my house and ask to use my Wi-Fi because they know I have backup, and I'm like, oh, the power's out. I didn't even know, right? Yeah. Adding that story too on the flip side, again, for a customer's perspective, if you're looking at a competitor and they're telling you, well, you don't need a battery, you don't need this, that, the other. It's I had solar at my house for a long time. I left out of town for a week and a half. I keep a big freezer of, beef and meat. We have cows and, chop them up or whatever. And I come home, I have no idea. I come home and my garage, we opened our garage for the first time, smelled like death. It smelled like literal death in there. There's blood everywhere running through my garage. I'm like, dude, did someone come get killed at my house? I'm like, I have no idea. And then I go and realize, oh, all of my meat, power went out at my house, and I didn't even know it, right? Even though I had solar, I didn't have a battery. And this is way before, this is my early on in my career in my house in California, actually. And I'm like, holy cow, this sucks. I have solar, and I'm saving some money, but I just lost over $1,000 of meat. It took me forever to get the smell out of my garage. I would never want to go through that. You got to pay any amount of money monthly to never go through that again, right? And so just things like that where it's like you're looking at a competitor and maybe it is a little bit cheaper, but you're not getting that assurance. It just takes one experience like that.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is like you were saying earlier, we may not be the cheapest, but we're not the most expensive. And at the end of the day is, what's more important to you? Do you want to go buy cheap? Perfect. The chances are that if something breaks down, you may have to deal with the consequences of the company not being in business anymore.
Or not caring at all.
Or not caring at all because they outsource everything, right? And that's where we come in. That's where we do everything in-house. And if something happens, it breaks down, like Jaeger was saying, our number one goal is always 100% customer satisfaction. That's what we shoot for and strive for. So we're always going to try to do what's best for the customer, you know?
It's important to know, though, again, for customers, that's what we strive for. And we're not perfect. Like, I have to tell people all the time, it's like, I'm not perfect, and we're not perfect, and I'm a normal person. I have a normal life. I have 4 kids, and it's not excuses. I want to take care of everyone. I still have customers from 8, 9, 10 years ago that I talk to that will hit me up and things like that. And I have customers that are extremely happy with me, most of them, but I have customers that are upset with me, and I understand why they're upset. Because at the end of the day, it's most time because I didn't set proper expectations, or something happened out of our control in our process along install or whatever. And I was the one who did not, as the sales rep, did not reach out to them and like try to make things better, try to get a quick resolve. Maybe they didn't get a quick answer from me. So a lot of the unhappiness that we see from our customers it links back to, I would say, the sales reps in the company a lot of times. I mean, there's definitely things and processes in the company that can be fixed and smoothed out, but like at the end of the day, if you have a good sales rep and they care about you and they take care of you, that's worth its weight in gold because you'll never have to worry about those issues. So,
and with that said, we got to remember that we adapting with all the changes that are happening. So the moment, let's just talk about the tax went away last year. We as a company needed to adapt.
Yeah.
So our process had to change completely because we no longer could count on that incentive, right?
No.
So as a customer, look at it from that perspective and point of view as well from a company. We have to adapt with those changes as well. And the reason why we adapt is because we want to simplify things for our customers.
Yes, absolutely.
So we do the best at all times to, again, just strive for that 100% customer satisfaction.
Yep.
So going back again to this, and it's beautiful. Every time we talk with Jaeger, the conversations are amazing. We always go off topic in a positive way, and that is so great. So let's talk about, Texas and California.
Okay.
I know that because on the phone, what are some of the best incentives, and you can go ahead and break it down between Texas and California, break it down. What are the best incentives right now for people watching and maybe in Texas, California, even in Utah, right? What are some of the great incentives available right now?
Yeah, no, I mean, so first I want to preface, this is a great question, and I want to preface this for customers. It's like if you're watching from Utah or somewhere else, like don't feel left out. Again, our goal is we want to I'm not kidding you. We have people, I mean, James Murray in California and even Melissa who he brought on, and then we have, Nick Evans who partnered us up with, Rockman Power and the Wattsmart and stuff, and it helped with all that. It's like we have people all the time striving to find the most money we can for you guys, right? So don't compare. I guess comparison is a terrible thing because some of you Utah folks will hear this and be like, what the heck? But maybe you'll move to another state to get solar. I don't know. But anyway, so California right now, I'll end with Texas because I think Texas is what I'm really excited about right now. And I'm trying to, I'm going out there in a couple weeks in person to try.
You have been there a couple of times.
I've been there a couple of times. Yeah. I'm the one who kind of piloted out that market and opened it up. And it's been, and again, for Texas people, it's been a learning curve, just like Moy said. I think that's important to understand, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. It's great things. But California will start there. So there's a number of incentives, and they're going away and changing rapidly every day. I mean, I would say the hottest incentive right now and things that we're focusing on is Greater Sacramento area with SMUD customers. So SMUD customers, you receive an upfront incentive. If you, depending on the type of battery you get, it has to be approved through SMUD's website and who they've listed as approved vendors. But mainly Tesla is what we use out there, but you can get anything from like $3,500, $3,400 to $8,000 upfront paid to you. It's a check that they literally write to you as the customer and send to you that you can use, and then they pay you an ongoing incentive if you're part of the program is they'll send you a quarterly payment as well, up to $330 in some cases, as ongoing. So it just really makes it make financial sense on top of all the other valuable things.
Right.
And then, in PG&E, there's not as many incentives right now. There's not really any crazy ones, but we have different programs through CCAs out there, and that you can get, up to $3,000, $5,000 per battery. That's in a lot of like the San Jose areas and things like that. So California is a very, I would say, renewable energies focused state, and so there's always incentives that are coming and going there. But Texas, I would say, it's one of the better programs I've seen since doing solar. I've sold everything from leases and power purchase agreements and loans and cash deals and commercial and small deals, and the program that they've built out there for people, and specifically it's in specific areas that are considered energy communities. We focus a lot in Houston, some in Dallas, but more of the greater Houston area where the incentives are the best for the customer. But you can get a solar system and you can get a cheaper rate. So the way, and customers, this is that, but just for other people watching, is that they have providers out there, different power companies, not just one set power company. And so they kind of shop their power, but you can get a day one cheaper rate, almost guaranteed for what their rates are out there. Day one cheaper rate out the door on your price per kilowatt hour. And then at no additional cost, you can get 2 to 3 batteries, backup batteries, up to 60 kilowatt hours of storage, which is insane for no additional cost. And you're not paying any money down, you're not paying one-time fees. It's a hard program to qualify for, but if you qualify for it, you're not taking out a loan, there's no lien. There's just so many great things to it. It's so exciting. So I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm going out there in a couple weeks to really go try and get everything going and get everything running smoothly. We've had crews and stuff out there for a while now, and stuff, and Brandon's been out there, but yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I think he just left last week too, right?
Yeah.
So that is so crazy. And guys, for anybody listening, I believe, and I'm not being biased because I was a customer prior working to ES Solar, finding the right company that is really going to put the upfront effort to learn about all these incentives, all the great benefits, all the changes, having in mind the customer, like I was a customer, it's powerful. For me, buying a 25-year product, is the company going to be here 25 years from now? If my system goes down, are they going to fix it? Who am I doing? And unfortunately for me, the other companies outsource everything, and that's the only reason why I decided to do ESO, because they did everything in-house. And it may sound repetitive, but it's a big freaking selling point. Again, I'm talking from a customer, not just because I work for the company. I'm talking about it as a customer standpoint of view. And luckily for me, I got a job here, So
we're lucky too.
Yeah, I've been doing marketing for almost 15 years, and luckily I came in at the right time with the company, and I love it. So just, hopefully all these videos that we're doing for you guys is helping you guys analyze and understand the different types of companies available out there, the different incentives and programs, and that things continue to change, right? So now going back to, you were talking about some programs being hard to qualify in financing.
Yeah.
I have heard Jaeger dealing with customers so excited, ready to go, and then the customer doesn't qualify. And I see on his face, wow, I can't believe that happened to this customer. He so needed that. Customer needed that. And he just gets up and walks off because he's devastated at the fact that the customer didn't qualify. So let's get into the hard part of that. What are some of the finances? What are we looking for? What is the customer need to have to be able to get, let's just say, pre-qualified or qualify for the system,
Yeah, it's good. It changes. It's a great question, and it's honestly really important for you guys to understand, because there's nothing worse than me doing my job to my best of my ability and selling someone something because I sell myself really, and then being excited about getting something, and then it's like, oh, we can't do this. So understanding how you qualify would be great before you start talking to us and everything, but we can always help you, obviously,
because there's many options.
Yeah, there's many options, right? But the basis of it is that the first and foremost, you need to own your home. You'd be surprised how many renters are trying to get us to set this up, or hey, talk to my landlord. I'm really interested. My bills are high. Can you call my landlord? And I mean, it's just something we can't do, right? So the second thing is that, for most of our qualifying, like financing and things like that, which are great options, is what most people do, just because, again, you are just eliminating a bill that you already are paying and getting a lower fixed bill, so you're not changing anything. But you need at least a minimum of 650 credit score. By the way, in Texas, it goes down to 600. That's another huge benefit.
Perfect.
It goes down to 600. It's a soft check and huge benefit. But most everywhere else and with any other financing program, it's 650 is what you need for a credit score. And then on top of that, you need to have a roof that's in good condition. We're going to come out and inspect that and look at it and make sure that, hey, we're not installing on something that's going to cause issues, for us later on or for you, right? Mm-hmm. It's for both of us. And then also we be aware, we don't expect you guys to be electricians or anything like that, but be aware of kind of like, what does your current electrical panel look like? Is it full? You have no breaker space? Is it an old panel that, you look at it and you're like, holy crap, like this thing was made when the dinosaurs were here, and things like that. Is it a 100 amp service, a 200 amp service? Like things like that are super helpful, right? You don't need to be a master electrician, but just things like that and the worst case scenario, guys, is send us pictures. That's what we want. Send pictures in for virtual, right? We have technicians that go in person, they'll actually check those sort of things for you, but I would say those are the main qualifiers.
And that was going to be my other question. I'm a customer, you're talking to me on the phone, I'm excited, I'm ready to go, I'm sold. What are the things that you need from me to go ahead and start that quote or that process?
Yeah, ideally, like I said, it's going to make the process smoother if we're getting pictures of your electrical panel. We have to have your power bill. Yeah. We have to be able to get consumption data for you. I mean,
how many months?
We want 12 months.
Okay.
I mean, we don't need it, but like again, 100% customer satisfaction. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a better experience if we can get that information from you, right? And that sometimes is tedious and it's hard to get for some people, but so we would need that. And then another thing is that we just need an opportunity to talk to you again, right? I'd say most of the time our struggles in the call center and virtual sales is that people are busy, right? And like it's so much easier to say no to a phone call or not answer the phone or shrug people off, right, when you've never met them. Mm-hmm. So like sometimes we don't get to sit down with them, or not sit down, or do a call with them and their spouse or partner, or whoever the decision makers are, and get to present the actual quote, right? Mm-hmm. So that's very important. We want your willingness to just schedule a second appointment with us.
I mean, if you already went through the first appointment, we're able to provide the information you guys are looking for. It only makes sense to get that final quote. Yeah. Again, to me, done sales on the phone before is easier. You don't like what you hear, it's easy. I'm not interested. Boom.
Yeah.
And it sounds easy for a customer on the phone to hang up. For us, we'll be like, oh my God. Yeah. But that's the beautiful part about all the different ways that we're offering the ability to help customers across the states and be able to assist them. So thank you so much for the explanation, talking about credit, talking about being a homeowner, having your power bills, look at your panel and see if you need it and everything. I definitely didn't know when I was looking for it, so having a sales rep telling me that, hey, your panel is old. We cannot even add solar with your panel. We need to upgrade it. Yeah. So that was beautiful to me because at that time I was already looking on doing something. So
which is good for your house anyways too. So it's a good point when you sell your home to have electrical upgrade. Stuff like that.
So now, and just to kind of like almost be done with this, let's talk about biggest differences that you have seen. You've been in the industry for almost 11 years.
Yep.
Batteries were probably not a thing, and now they have evolved so fast, and they may evolve even more, but I believe they're going to evolve in the sense of more space rather than just the technology itself. And tell us, what are some of the things that you've seen, the evolution of the batteries, the biggest things that you've seen on batteries now that they were before?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. So when I first started selling solar, and like I would say even in my 11 years, well, it's probably now 50-50, but I was taught always, like when I first started, is like, oh no, stay away from batteries. If they even bring up, so I started selling in Florida, so Florida and Texas. And Florida, as most people know, is like hurricane season and power outage all the time. And even Texas, like Houston and like some of these areas, right? And ice storms and all that. So there was quite a bit of people that would be like, yeah, like what about backup batteries? Or like, how does that work? Or like they'd ask me even like, hey, do I still have power? And honestly, and I'm just being honest, like a lot of times I would tell them yes, like, cause I didn't know, like I was taught that, right? Like, and I was shocking to me when I learned not, right? And then, I first learned about batteries, obviously for me as solar, because the changes start happening. And the big change in the industry and the big change in the US is net metering went away. And just a quick disclaimer to customers is net metering is basically the program that makes, your solar work at nighttime and during the day without batteries. So basically you produce power during the day, and then anything extra that you produce gets sent into the grid and it's kept track of, and then they send it back, that power back to you, as like a credit, like you're credited that power back, for lack of better terminology, to use at nighttime, right? Well, net metering has gone, like California, they don't really have net metering anymore, right? Like Utah, don't really have it. Like a lot of these places all over, and it's getting worse and worse, no more net metering. So batteries are, it's not the future, it's like batteries are now.
They're
Like,
here.
yeah, they're here. Like it's crazy to me when I hear of someone selling solar in California without batteries. Like that, it blows me away. I'm like, and people are buying it, and like it blows me away. And it's just, and so people selling it's like, it's just not. To give you an idea, it's like if someone insists so hard they don't want a battery in any of our markets, we make them sign a waiver saying that we're not responsible for them just not getting a battery in solar, because we know the repercussions, right? We don't want to sell it. So just solar. But battery technology specifically, like we did, I don't know if either of you remember, or if you remember really, but like we did LG batteries a lot in the beginning and things like that. And, that's not as much of a battery where you're exporting, it's not as useful for the full battery experience, where now we've transitioned into a lot more of Tesla, a lot more into Sonnen, and to Lunar, and to, these different batteries where you can actually store a good amount of power, and then you can it can get sent back to you to use. It's just a lot more of the functionality that I think you're looking for. That's the future of the industry. But solar without batteries, it's crazy. It's like peanut butter sandwiches or peanut butter toast is pretty good by itself. Toast with jelly on it's pretty good by itself. But like, it's always missing something. When you have it together, it's perfect. Or cookies and milk, or whatever. It's the reason why
missing the coffee, missing the hot chocolate.
Yeah, you're missing the both of it. It's the reason why Santa wants cookies and milk, right? He doesn't want just cookies. He doesn't want just milk. It's like there has to be the two complementary together, and that's the full system, the full value. Because one without the other, you're just, there's something missing, right? And you'll pay for it in the end too, financially, but also, value-wise.
Yeah.
So
one of our batteries, Lunar, right? It's so crazy, all the great updates and upgrades they've done to their batteries, to where you have the smart panels.
yeah, that's cool.
That is super crazy
Super
to have the ability to control your whole power, your panel on your phone.
Yep.
I don't need that on, I need that on, I need that off.
So cool.
It's so cool, right? So obviously technology is changing, the add-ons are happening, the battery is taking place. So you just believe right now that the biggest thing that is happening is the option to charge, recharge, send back.
Yeah, it's not going to get any better. Net metering is disappearing. Power is getting more expensive. Higher demand. There's going to be more blackouts everywhere. Like it's inevitable. It's not like, hey, I'm guessing this. I'm not guessing how the stock market's going to be. I'm saying, no, this is proven over history. This is science that, like, the more we put onto the grid, the more strain we put on the grid, and the more we shut down coal plants and all these different things, the higher demand and the more valuable power is. So now power companies are paying more for power. So they're not going to eat that cost. They're a business. They're going to make consumers eat that cost. The more we add to the grid, the less it's going to be able to function like we want it to be, and more power outages are going to occur. And so these are necessities now for our home. These are going to be necessities for our homes, our businesses, to have backup power, to have backup batteries. The difference is, are you going to wait until you have to have it and now they can charge whatever, or are you going to get in early now and beat the price raise and be one of the early adopters, right? That's the difference.
Yeah, and I think somebody said that is that you can either be a pioneer of these and be able to save money that way. Because at the end of the day, you're right. I mean, have a Tesla, and we go out and eat. There is a restaurant like maybe 3 miles from here, and they're putting a supercharger station for cars in there.
Yeah.
Why? Right now, if you are that person that has an EV, you want to have an EV charger at your house. You want to have panels. I have the opportunity right now to, I participate on the Rocky Mountains and the WattSmart program, and I have the ability to, when I can charge my car, I don't have to charge my car.
Yeah.
And I choose when, and it's beautiful. But again, it's all adaptation, right?
Yep.
This is just me, we know so many people that have EV cars. We're changing and we're adapting. And I mean, gas prices right now are insane. Tell me about it.
It's crazy. It's the same concept.
Yeah, exactly. So it is the same thing up and down.
If I could buy, so I put it this way, it's like we all pay, it's like we all pay taxes. We all pay for gas. We all pay for electricity. We all pay for a house to live in. We all pay for insurance. We all pay, there's these set bills in our lives that we all pay for. I'll put it this way, it's like what I've learned, and I'm not even the smartest investment person or the smartest financial person. I don't claim to be by any means, but what I've learned the hard way is that if I could prepay a policy, like an insurance policy, like they're like, hey, I'll give you insurance the rest of your life. You won't pay it. We won't raise your rates. Here's what it is. You're just going to pay a one time of X, and I could finance it or pay cash for it. I would do it every day of the week. Same thing with my house. Same thing. It's like why we buy homes. You would do that with anything because it's always going to get more expensive. It's always going to get worse. It's not going to get better. It's unfortunate the way that life works, but the only way we can get better is us being adaptive and making changes and being proactive and trying to make things better. Putting in effort. And this is you guys putting in effort to have a better situation financially in your life, at your home, whatever the case may be.
Perfect. Well, guys, we're coming to the end of this podcast. I think we have learned a lot. Jaeger has provided us with a lot of information, but this is how we end our podcast, Jaeger, by asking the following question. And we do this because everybody is different. Every person that we bring in is different. And provide us with your top tips or, advice for somebody that is on the fence of moving forward to learn more about solar and battery, or they're just hesitating about, I want to get it done. Tell me what should I prepare for? What questions should I ask? What are the best tips to ask for somebody that is on the fence of moving forward?
Yeah. First off, I would never take advice from me. So take that for what it is. But no, seriously, here's what I would say is that this is just my experience in this 11 years. We have a problem as human beings, and no one's perfect. I'm not claiming that I'm better than anyone or perfect by any means, but we have a problem as human beings that we are scared of change. But more than that, we're scared to be open-minded about things that we don't understand that may even scare us, right? And so for customers, I would say that if you've been on the fence about it and you've been doing your own research, right? Or if you've even gotten quotes and all this stuff and you're scared to take the jump or whatever, just be open-minded to listening to somebody who is a professional, like us, like someone here, or someone else somewhere else. And that's not just in solar. It's be open-minded to listen to other people and how they are experts in their fields, and take the advice of people that are experts and do this all along. Don't listen to external sources on things I always hear people say, everyone invests money differently, right? And it's so when I'm going to make investments, even buying a house, I tell some people, they're what are you buying it for? What are you doing X, Y, Z? And some people are like, oh no, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. But then that person's renting their home, right? As an example. It's why would I listen to advice on somebody about buying a home if they're renting their home? And it's not to dog renters. It's just that that person hasn't bought a home maybe, or they're not currently living in a house that's bought. You should try to go out and listen to how does solar work from solar professionals. And it doesn't mean just us, because they're going to give you the correct information rather than listening to your friend who's solar sucks because I have a bill still and X, Y, Z and blah, blah, blah. Don't listen to people who don't actually know, because the chances are is that they just had a bad experience. They had a bad rep. They had a bad company. They don't understand it, right? They don't even have it themselves, but they've just heard all these things. So go to the source, find out for yourself, because we all have the capability and have beautiful minds that will help us understand what's right for our situation. That's a little unorthodox maybe, but
No, but I mean, it's different, and I love it because the right person will listen to what you're saying, and then
that goes
go
for
with it.
everything.
Yeah.
That goes for not just solar. I mean, like, it's a philosophy I try to live by. I always tell people, like, a lot of people will say, well, do you like mushrooms or do you like clams or whatever? And I'm like, never had clams, but I'll try everything once, because I will. Like, everything that isn't going to harm me, and I know it's not going to harm me, I will try anything once, because you never know. Yeah. It's like always like, you know, what if I fail? What if it doesn't save me money? What if it's not good for me? But we never ask, what if it is?
Right.
What if it does save you money?
Yeah.
What if it is good for you? What if you love clams?
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yeah, well, and he said it best, and this is the reason why we invite him as well. He's very good at what he does, and we appreciate him. I know he's helped us a lot with the company. And for all of you guys watching, if you have any questions, if you have any other topics that you would like us to talk about, let us know. We're here. If you have any questions specifically for Jaeger, please do so. And if you follow us on our social media, you'll find this guy on some of our funniest videos that we've done in the past as well. But he's very professional.
Just don't lose your respect for me. I'm a bit of a silly guy.
So it is so beautiful to have you, and thank you so much for accepting this and doing this with us. And
yeah, thanks for doing this.
Thank you all of you guys as well for listening, and until next time.
Yep. Like, share, and subscribe.
Hey.